And on that note, I want to bring everyone in here to ask, what is your go-to dish? The dish you make and it just makes you look like a rock star. Nikki, I'm going to start with you.
You know, Tracy, I recently switched to a plant-based diet, so I actually make a pretty good herb and vegetable roast. A little bit of shiitake mushrooms with oyster mushrooms, and I put a little secret ingredient, which is Granny Smith apples, just to make it a little sweet. And when I bring that in, people think, oh, who made that?
And that's what you want. That's what you want. You want them all thinking, is there a professional chef around here? No, it's Nikki? Amazing. Okay, I'm going to head over to Shoana now. I know, Shoana, you make a lot of good everything. So what is your rock star dish?
It was one of two. It was a lasagna was the second runner-up, but my first runner-up has to be the most simple Caesar salad recipe ever. Like, it's so easy, and every single time I've ever made it for company, I've always been asked for the recipe. That's when you know it's a winner, when people are like, ooh, can I get this recipe? And it's that one, you mix it up in the dressing in a mason jar, you throw it on the lettuce, you can prep it ahead of time. It couldn't be easier, and everybody absolutely loves it.
My theory is that it's often the simplest recipes that are the best. It's like you nail the flavor combination, you make it all the time, it's not super complicated, there aren't a ton of ingredients, and it's phenomenal. So good for you, Shones. Okay, I'm gonna head over to Tracy P now. Is there a dish that you make and every time people try it, they're like, that's amazing?
Well, anybody who knows me knows I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I actually can't stand cooking. I'm like allergic to the oven and the stove, so I'm not really good at it. But whenever my nephews come over, I have a 23-year-old nephew and an 8-year-old nephew. Whenever they come over, I make something called Nacho Supreme, where I put nachos and it's melted cheese and it's like ground hamburger and vegetables, like little veggies and onions and like olives. And the way it looks, I think it's all about the presentation. But whenever I make it, they're all like, oh, we love this. So I look like a rock star to them, and that's it. I don't really make it for anybody else.
I'm like you. I'm not loving anything in the kitchen at all unless I'm standing by eating food that someone else has cooked. So I'm going to go to Trudy now. What do you serve to really impress folks?
Well, at this time of the year, Tracy, I'm all about getting in that seasonal produce like cherries. So I would have to say my dark chocolate cherry brownies, because I can sneak in that fresh produce as well as raw cacao, which has, a lot of antioxidants, and my husband will eat it.
I'd eat that. That sounds amazing. When you say things like dark cherry brown, like dark chocolate cherry brownie, to me that doesn't even sound healthy, which is a plus for me. I love that. Okay, I had to really search hard, like far and wide, to figure out what my rock star dishes are. I said to my husband, what are my rock star dishes? And he said, well, you're a really nice person, because I don't have any. So I thought, okay, here's what I make for my kids, and they really love it. I make them a beautiful stack of pancakes. We do maple syrup, but I also take blueberries. I put them in the microwave and I make a really nice sort of thick, chunky compote. And I put butter on the pancakes and I make them a nice stack of them. So that's what the kids love, pancakes from scratch. And when we're entertaining, I always do a really big charcuterie board and a ton of meat, a ton of cheese, a ton of bread, some fruit, these are the dishes that make me a rock star, at least in my own mind. Love the creativity going on with you guys, though.